Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium for Grace Christian Warrior Baseball. Scott and Chuck here with you. Doug is not able to join us tonight. That's city business. Busy guy.
Yeah, busy guy. But we have been keeping him informed along the way. Some shenanigans involved.
Yeah, a little bit. This is the second of a doubleheader this afternoon. The first game, Grace Christian as the visiting team won 13-0. We sent Doug a picture of the scoreboard, but we didn't bother to tell him that Grace Christian was the visiting team for that game. So, he's sitting in that meeting right now thinking Grace was blanked in the first game.
Yeah, because he doesn't do earbuds, so I know he's not listening to us.
He's actually, having to talk and do stuff. But Grace Christian Warriors tonight improved to 13-4 earlier with that game. Last time I was with them, they had lost 3 in a row.
Huh?
And now they're back on a winning streak now, taking on the Alexandria Country Day Tigers.
Yes, CDUA, they call them Country Day University Academy. They're out there on the campus of LSUA. And probably most of you that are listening to us already know that. But they're out there on the campus of LSUA, and they were University Academy before that. And then they merged with Country Day School there off of just outside of 28 West out that way. And merged with them, took over, and merged both schools. So now they have a larger campus and a lot – basically have created their own feeder system.
Right.
So, yes, and so there's your middle, elementary, all the way through high school. So kind of created their own K through 12, if you will.
All right, on the mound here in game number 2 is going to be Kenyon Wright for the Warriors, as I have just been sent the Country Day lineup. So make sure we get all those guys in this. Doing their warm-up pitches. We're about ready for baseball on a beautiful evening here in Central Louisiana. Sun is going down. Got a little breeze coming in from center field. Actually,
Yeah.
I guess that's coming in more from right field, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the east-northeast wind, supposedly, whenever I had looked at it earlier today. And there was some small liquid sunshine possibilities, but throughout the day, all of that has disappeared nicely.
O'Brien Johnson is up first. He's going to be our pitcher starting out for Country Day. First pitch is high, ball 1.
The first game that we had here of this doubleheader with the Tigers and the Warriors.
That one is hit hard into center field. Going back, making the catch is Carson Courtwright. Carson running back, making that catch for out number 1.
Sometimes Carson will look our way here in a few minutes and throw us a sign, throwing hands, if you will, but might be a little early in the game for it.
Tristan Roberts, there he goes. Tristan Roberts up next,
Get the
third
heart shot.
baseman. That's strike 1.
But in that first game, we saw 2 home runs hit, one by LJ, Luke Johnson, and the other one by the catcher, Cody Davis, who's walking out to the mound right now to visit with Kenyon Wright for a moment.
Now he's walking over to the dugout.
Might have to make a equipment change, it looks like. Zoom in over there. It was a tip foul, so it might have caught him, as they said in wrestling, in the solar plexus area.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
He just needs a minute to walk it off.
yeah.
Just walk it out.
Oh heavens.
As I write down our lineup here. For the Tigers, just received it right as we were going on the air. All right, I think he's going to be okay.
Got the cobwebs shook out.
All right, Tristan Roberts is up next. He's the third baseman. As they throw a few warm-up pitches there.
Not for the pitcher, but for
Yeah,
the catcher.
let the catcher get let me get down in this squat, make sure I'm going to be able to do this.
Re-adjudicated himself.
Yeah. All right, our count is 0-1 to Tristan Roberts. That's high for a ball. 1-1 the count. Got that one in there for a strike. 1-2. Good adjustment by Canyon Wright. And it's a 1-2 count. Tip foul. So the count will stay the same. The 1-2 pitch. That's low for a ball, 2-2. Really appreciate this new monitor that Chuck has rigged up over here for us now.
Trying to give my best to my lead guys there.
3-2 now the count as it goes full on that pitch that was high. Makes seeing those close-ups a lot better.
Got a microphone here. Hopefully that's going to pick up more of the action.
You could hear the ping of the bat, and it goes right through the shortstop's glove and gets in there for a hit. So a hit for Tristan Roberts. And that brings up the shortstop, Logan Simpson. So we've got a runner on first, 1 out here in the top of the first. Country Day held scoreless in the first game, trying to get something going. And, you know, they were scoreless in that first game, but they were getting some hits. Just couldn't bring anybody around the bases. They're in the final frame in the 5th inning. They had 3 hits in that inning. Unable to get anybody across. After a big 5-run inning before that by Grace. That's low. 1-0. The 1-0. Gets away. Now the runner's going to advance to second. So the runner advances on the pass ball. Got a runner on second with a 2-0 count, 1 down here in the top of the first. That's a strike. 2-1.
Canyon trying to get set in that groove after playing first base in that first game.
Kicks his leg, pitch, and that's ball. 3-1.
Keep up with the score, the pitches, the count, and the base runner's location with our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down on the bottom left-hand side.
Very nice, very nice. All right, there's a ball and a walk. So that brings up Logan Simpson. Nope, we're at Peyton Burzis, the first baseman, wearing number 3. Runners at first and second here after that walk. So far, Canyon's given up a hit and a walk here in this first inning. That one's hit up to second base. Throws it over to second for the first out. Throws it to first, not in time. 1 down, though. And that's the second out of the inning. Runners on the corners now. Up next is going to be the catcher, Trent Chalet, number 21. Or maybe that's Chalette, C-H-E-L-E-T-E, Chalette.
I would go Chalette.
Okay. Trent Chalette. We'll go with that.
I think can be confused with the old place there in Ellick that used to be there. I don't think it's there anymore. The Chalet.
I think that is still there, isn't it? Pitch over to the second, and that's the third out.
It may be.
Tree grounds out there, and fielder's choice. All right, there's our third out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. It's no score, and Grace is coming up here on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
Going to the bottom of the first, no score as the Warriors come up to bat. Carson Courtright going to be the first batter, playing center field tonight. He had a big catch in the first inning. As they have a little meeting at the mound, we're about ready to get the bottom of the first going here. Second game of a doubleheader.
That breeze coming in after that, I say shower, but those threats of showers today pushed in a little bit of cool air, and I saw it was supposed to drop down to the 60s.
Wind coming in strong right behind us, blowing in from right field. Courtright at the plate. On the mound, we've got O'Brien Johnson.
Ball one.
1-0 the count. Get that out of the way. All right. That's going to be low for a ball. 2-0. So Brian Johnson, saw him warming up out here before the game. He smiles a lot.
Happy times here
I
at
think
the Warrior Field.
even when his coach was getting on to him, he was still smiling. 3-0.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark.
That's a strike. 3-1. You see they put Cracker Jacks in bags now? Did you
No,
see that?
I did not
Somebody
see
posted
that.
that on Facebook, and I was like, surely this is an April Fool's joke. A week late.
Oh,
I think that one that was a walk.
yeah, it's inside.
Nah. So, got our first walk by O'Brien Johnson.
On the first batter.
And that brings up number 32, Luke Johnson, the third baseman, batting left-handed. Carson Courtright on first. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the first. Tries to pick off the runner at first, but Carson able to get back. Not even close. Carson really didn't have a big lead there.
None. Not at all.
Yeah. He gets about 3 or 4 steps now. Johnson deals. High ball. He's thrown 5 balls and 1 strike so far tonight.
A doubleheader like this is really going to test your pitching staff.
Well, and there's not much of a staff on this Country Day team. They pretty much have 1 extra guy in the dugout, and we've got a steal. Carson goes to second, slides in safely.
As he poses there for a moment just to make sure
Just
that we were
posing
still on
for the
it.
camera.
I should have gave him the thumbs up. That's usually our signal because he was looking at us. I should have gave him the thumbs up.
He loves the camera, doesn't
He
he?
does.
All right, 1-1 count. That's low for a ball. Two and one now. Here comes a 2-1. That's outside and high for a ball.
See Kenyon right over there on the side, giving a big hack at it, waiting his turn.
That's a big swing and a miss, 3-2. So the count evens up on that miss by Johnson. O'Brien Johnson on the mound. Looks out at second, now turns, and that one's smacked into center field. It's going to be fielded out here and thrown to home. Not going to be anywhere near a play. Now we've got runners on the corner. That brings up number 10, Kenyon Wright. So the Warriors have runners at first and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Kenyon Wright up to bat. Runner goes from first, gets in safely, standing up. Luke Johnson steals second. Now runners at second and third. That takes away the double play ball. That's in there for a strike. 0-2 the count to Kenyon Wright. Johnson and Courtright at second and third, respectively. That one's hit hard left field. That's going to go foul. That one was probably about 10 feet on the other side of that foul pole over there.
Did Doug give you the glasses, the shades for Kenyon?
No, he did not.
Let me have to look in my truck here in a second.
That one's hit over into the left field, gets away from the left fielders. Center fielder comes over and makes the play, throws it in. 2 runs going to score, and Kenyon's going to go to second. So a 2-run double there by Kenyon Wright. And that brings up first baseman Seth Cook. It's now 2-0 Warriors here in the bottom of the first.
Just like that, off to a start.
Picking up where they left off in that first game. They put up 5 runs in their last frame. Throws that one in for a
Ball.
You call that a ball, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see his arm movement, yeah. He's quick to make the ball sound, but he does it with such energy. Sometimes it's confusing. If
Yeah,
it's a
sometimes you
strike or
think he's
not.
calling a strike.
Yeah.
That's low for ball 2.
And his strike call is a little delayed.
That gets away from the catcher, and Wright's going to advance to third. Hard to advance anywhere as little space as there is behind the batter's box and the little press box back there.
It's a very tidy
Yeah.
area back there.
But Wright was able to get over to third, standing up. So that wind has really picked up over the last probably 20 minutes or so. That's low for a ball. And we'll have our second walk of the inning. Now runners at the corners. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 Warriors on top. They've got runners at first and third. And that brings up Seth Cook, the first baseman. So far, everybody has got on base for the Warriors. And we're going to have a little meeting at the mound.
Scott, the last time you and I called, we had a little bit of rain right before the game started, and we got everything covered up. And a pretty interesting game that one ended up being for us. But, they're off to a quick start here so far, a decent little start. And they won the first game 13-0, run ruled in 5. So if I remember correctly, there was some discussion that you were going to check on about if they
You're going to keep bringing that up, aren't you? You're going to keep bringing that up.
I understand there may be
that
an
is a
audience
call.
of one at your house.
Oh, man, I have not heard the end of that. She's like, what were you thinking? I'm like, I don't know. I was tired. I just felt like arguing with Chuck.
Can be a losing battle sometimes. not often, but I'm glad I did get one win.
And I was
out of
arguing
it.
with such authority, too. Like, I just knew
I was almost convinced. I was fixing to Google it. I'm telling you. Because, you're very well respected in this realm of sports announcing.
Sometimes we just lose our minds. And I'm going to Seth Cook over to second. Now we have runners at second and third. Yeah, that's one I'm never going to live down, especially at home. Never going to live down. Because Kim and I call a lot of games together. She's like, out of all the boneheaded things I've heard you say. All right, there's a pop fly over into left field, and that is caught by our, left field. We're staring at the field from out in right field. And so sometimes I get my right and left kind of turned around.
This is Go ahead.
That is left field. Popped out.
This works well into my realm of teaching. So usually I'm staring at the students, and I have to direct something on the board, and I'll say, go to your right, and I'm using my left hand to demonstrate it.
That's hit to the shortstop. Shortstop throws to first, not in time. Everybody's – are they going to say you got him?
Looks like you got him.
Looked like it was a little late, but
there's a call. They're going to
now
have a discussion.
Now they're going to talk about it. I think I thought he was a little bit late. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay here, but
unless he saw him pull his foot off the bag on plate, he is safe.
Safe.
And that should bring
Safe, and so that'll bring the runner back to first. And taken out off the board, only 1 out, 3 runs in here in the bottom of the first.
Runner's back on the corners again, huh?
So that's 3 hits given up by O'Brien Johnson here in this first inning. Runners are on the corners. Maddox Adelise is at first, the shortstop. Brady McDaniel now.
So that's going to be 1 out. They'll have to subtract that off of their scoreboard up there.
Mm-hmm. They try to pick off Maddox at first.
Not a bad little move there by the pitcher.
It's back, yeah, because every one of these guys have stolen second on him.
Yes.
McDaniel, the designated hitter. Now they steal second. Comes cruising in. Make it look too easy. Adelise goes on to second. Now we've got runners at second and third.
Yeah, can't risk that one. To throw down might go to center field with the ball. And
well, and they're just kind of showing you, they really don't respect that catcher's ability to get that ball out there and where it needs to be. That's in there for a strike. Count 1-2 now. 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. It's 3-0 Warriors.
Pitcher's trying to up his tempo in his delivery of the ball back, and he's getting it in there and trying to get it back quick.
That's ball 3. Batter steps out of the box. Nobody tries to advance, though. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. That's going to be hit. Fielded by the shortstop. Throws to first and gets the out over there. That does score a run, though.
Had the Tigers in the field, the defense a little confused because of the 2 outs on the scoreboard they left up there. Didn't take that down yet. Now we have 2 outs, and we'll fix our scoreboard with it.
So the runner scores from third. Get an RBI off that. And that brings up Cooper Courtwright, the right fielder. That's in their first strike. That's in there for a ball, 1-1. 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Warriors. Got a piece of that one. Count's going to be 1-2.
Catcher took that one, looks like, to his right shoulder area. It came off the bat and hit him. You could hear that thud in that protective gear, but that, still going to hurt.
Both catchers getting dinged up a little bit by tip balls tonight. Now look at him.
Coaches from both teams up there checking on him.
There's no dirt there to rub on it.
None.
Have to go out to the mound.
There's Durf up there. Durf. Not the same.
Looks like he's going to be okay.
Don't know what Les Miles would do if he turfed that Tiger Stadium while he was still there.
Gets a round of applause from the crowd in attendance. Runner on third, 2 gone. And that's in there for a strike, and he gets out of the inning. So he gets his first strikeout of the ball game, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs there in that bottom of the first. We go to the second. It's 4-0 Warriors here on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
4-0 Warriors lead as we go to the top of the second, and the Tigers coming up to bat. Up next is going to be, where are we? We're at Trent Chalet. Or Chalette is what we're saying.
Yes, Chalette.
Chalette. Number 21 up there?
That's a good question. We'll see if he gets to base or.
Regardless, 0-1. The
Warriors got 4 in that first inning. I only had 3. My
yep,
apologies.
4 runs off 3 hits in that first inning for the Warriors. Johnson walked a couple. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch, low for a ball, 2-2. High for a ball. Count goes full. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Goes down swinging. And that's going to bring up Christian Campbell. And that was actually Lyndon Lemoyne, the left fielder that was up there.
All righty.
So Christian Campbell coming up next. He's the second baseman. Let's make sure we give our pitcher right a strikeout here.
That's that backwards K?
Yeah, backwards K.
On the swing, or if they're watching, or is there a different designation if they're looking?
You know, there is. But it, as I think about it, I can't remember.
Uh-oh, is another argument ensuing?
No.
Okay.
I'm plainly saying I can text the boss. She can tell
Tapping
me
out.
real quick.
Yeah, I'm not going with that either.
A little chopper to the mound, throws it over to first. It reaches up, grabs it for out number 2. I think the backwards K is when they take it looking.
Okay. Uh-oh. Phone a friend.
Going to Google.
I hear you. Doug's probably sitting there at the meeting going, no.
Okay, it's Darius Batiste up, the center fielder. Takes ball 1. That was the first strikeout of the game. A few moments ago, and now we get an out, force out at first. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers, and their half of the second. Go to the bottom of the second. It's 4-0 Warriors here on 446 Sports. BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Bottom of the second now as the Warriors coming up to bat, up 4-0. So far, Canyon Ride has given up 1 hit, walked 1, and struck out a batter. O'Brien Johnson on the mound for the Tigers. He gave up 4 runs off 3 hits, walked a couple of batters in that first inning, had 1 strikeout. That was low in the dirt for ball 1. Yes, the backwards K is when they batter does not swing. See, I'm not a statistician. I'm a statistician.
One of those
I don't keep the book. I keep up with the stats as the game goes along, but it's nothing like people with the little scorecards are keeping up with them.
That's just true.
Now my better half can keep up with scorecards with the best of them.
Well, we need to make sure she does not have a conversation with Doug.
Oh,
Got
ring him up. He's out.
He went. Yes.
So there's a strikeout for Johnson.
He tried to pull it back, but he didn't committed to it. So, yep. Yeah, we don't need to talk to Doug about that because I don't need something else to do.
So when we'll be down doing the state baseball championships here in May, and she'll be over there with her book. And I just look over her shoulder, and so I don't have to keep up with my little chicken scratch statistics.
And you hadn't got to the point to where you need large print yet.
Not quite yet. It's getting bigger though. With every the font gets a little bigger every year.
Oh my! Have you seen Doug's phone whenever he gets a text
Yes.
message? Holy moly!
0-1. I'm like, man, how blind? Boo.
Yes.
2-1 the count now.
You send him a text message, and it's like one character stacked on top of the other. He's having to scroll up and read it vertically.
We're back to the top of the order. Courtright hits it into right field, and that gets in there for a base hit. That's a well-hit ball over into right field by Carson. Now Luke Johnson coming up, third baseman. (4-0). Warriors with the lead here in the bottom of the second. They won the first game 13-0 in 5.
Indeed it was. Luke Johnson hit one out earlier to our left over here, about probably about 40 feet down that way.
And Cody Davis jacked one out on the left side.
He did.
That one probably went about 340 feet back there. And the runner goes. Catcher throws this time. Not in time to make the tag, though, and runner slides in safe. Another stolen base for the Warriors. That's a stat I'm not keeping up with, but I wish I would. I think that's about 4 or 5 stolen bases now for the Warriors.
Yeah, I believe so, in this game alone.
Mm-hmm. Every single batter that has got on base has made that attempt and been successful. And most of them just walked in. That one's hit high. That's going to go foul over there. Right at the fence. That makes it 2-0. Or 1-1, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1-1. There you go.
1-1's count. To Luke Johnson.
You hear us refer to him as LJ every so often just because of that. But
We got LJ at the plate and OJ, O'Brien Johnson, at the mound.
hey.
And he throws that in there for a ball. 2-1. I just heard his teammates calling him OJ.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was wondering if you just kind of.
No, I didn't make
Pulled
that
that
up.
one.
I heard his teammates hollering at him. That one's hit hard into right field, and that's going to
turn that one.
Get out for another foul ball. 2-2. As the sun goes down here at the ballpark, count goes full.
I've noticed since we've been doing games this year that sun's position where it's going down is moving further and further to our right a little bit, not so much into the camera's lens. It's created some little sunspots on it before.
Payoff pitch is high and outside, and he walked him. And so runners advance. Got runners at the corner. Luke Johnson moves into first base. And I would expect to see a steal attempt here in just a minute by him. Coming up next is Kenyon Wright, the pitcher today, who's doing quite well on the mound so far.
I'm going to grab those shades out of my truck. I said I was going to do that a minute ago. I think Doug did leave them in there from our last outing.
So we have some Kenyon Wright shades. There goes the runner, and another stolen base.
Our first game out this season, he came over and threw shade at me. The long, dramatic pause.
2-0 the count. Runners at second and third. Big lead off third over there. 3-0. That's in the dirt for ball 4. And we've got him loaded. That's his 4th walk of the game. He's given up 4 hits. Struck out 2.
Look at you saying you're not a statistician.
Oh, I'm keeping up with stats, just not the way you would see somebody keeping up regularly. I don't have the little book. That's in there for a strike.
That little spiral-bound book that you unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's strike 2.
A little frustrated, looked like he got up there.
That's inside for a ball.
Some gnats flying around getting in my eyeball.
1-2 the count. That one's hit foul. Back up and over the light pole, and the breaking glass sound effects plays here at the ballpark.
Gotta love it.
1-2.
As long as it's a sound effect and not somebody's windshield going crash.
That one's hit on the dirt over the pitcher's head. Fielded by the shortstop. Throws over the first. Safe there. How many did we score? We scored
Just one.
Yep, just one.
Well,
They say he got him out at first. So we get the out at first, and there's 2 gone. But another run scores, and it's now 5-0. Yeah, the Nats have moved over here now. It's like they're done attacking you.
not near as tasty, hopefully.
5-0 is our score.
I'm not the Jolly Rancher.
The Warriors on top of the Tigers here in the bottom of the second. Counts 1-0. That's high for a ball.
2-0 as you count now.
Runners at second and third. 1 run just scored just a moment ago. That one's hit hard. Left field. They're going to go foul. That's 2-2. Or 2-1.
2-1. You got it.
Yep, 2-1 to count. Well, that was close.
He did get it.
Yeah, 2-2.
As I said, he's a little delayed on that
He
strike
does
call.
have a delay.
Quick on the ball, but the strike not so much. Do that the
That
other
sure
way.
looked like a strike from here.
Yeah.
That's in the dirt. That looks like a ball from there. Pitcher runs to home plate, but not in time. Runner scores on the pass ball. And another runner comes aboard. It's now 6-0. Warriors with the lead. Where are we in the lineup now? I believe that one hit him.
Yeah, I think there was ball 4 either way. They'd cleared the count off.
Okay, yeah,
previously.
then they're going to call that a walk. All right, 2 and 3. That's 5 walks now. And now that brings up Maddox Adelise, the shortstop. He scored last inning. Davis gets a lead at first. Got a runner over at third. Now Davis goes, of course. That's probably about 6 steals there on second base today. Maybe 7. The runners will move up, get a big lead. That one goes into the dirt behind the catcher. 1-1. Pop foul over the visitors' dugout. 1-2. 2 gone here in the bottom of the second, but the Warriors have scored 2. They've got 2 runners on at second and third.
Hit on that ball sounded like my 7-iron. Hit it fat.
That one's hit up and looked like it hit the batter when it came back. Got a 1-2 count. Did he go?
Nope.
No, it's low anyway, it looked like.
Yeah.
Ball 2. Two and 2 the count. That one's popped. Second baseman fields it, throws over to first for the out. 2-run score, though. It is 6-0 as we go to the third here. 446 Sports.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
So the Nats attacked right as that inning ended. In that inning, the Warriors got 2 runs off 1 hit. O'Brien Johnson walked 3 and struck out 1 at the bottom of the second. So 2 of those runs were unearned.
And this guy you're talking about needing a mask, I think we'll just rename the Nats as COVIDs.
Yeah, I said, where's my mask when I need it? I think I did inhale a gnat right as that inning ended.
Wow. Nice.
6-0, the Warriors with the lead here as we go to the top of the third.
Well, Doug needs to hurry up and get out here with those burgers so we quit eating on these gnats.
Oh, you put your order in already?
AEX isn't going to like us eating all their gnats out here. I'm telling you. I'm sure it's entertaining for their groundskeepers.
Got a bit of protein, that's for sure. Here comes the first pitch of the third. That's a ball. Oh, ball. 1-0. Inside. Strike.
Brushed him back. He must have been hugging the plate there a little bit.
Must have been. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Fouled it off. Count stays at 1-2.
Channeling my inner frog with all those.
And there's strike 3.
Picked it up and tagged him.
So that was Cole Clayton at the plate, I believe. And now we've got O'Brien Johnson coming up. Right to the shortstop, throws over to first and gets the easy out. Can't draw that up any better.
Nicely done there, guys.
That's in there for a strike. Only 1 hit given up so far by Kenyon Wright. Did walk 1 batter. Struck out 2. It's high for a ball. That's hit hard out in the right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. That was a good hit by O'Brien Johnson. Nope, that's 13. That is Tristan Roberts, the third baseman.
Getting some attaboys from his coach over there.
All right, so both hits tonight have been from Tristan Roberts.
Ah.
He's 2 for 2.
Going for that MVP for the team.
All right. So we'll give a hit for Tristan. And that brings up Logan Simpson, the shortstop. Try to pick the runner off at first.
Yeah, not much of a lead over there from. I'm very cautious about taking a deep breath like that, but I had a yawn, so I apologize. But that little wind that has kicked up has pushed them away from us a little bit, seems like.
Wind can blow a little bit harder. Take the wind over that. That's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Logan Simpson. He's been active over at shortstop today. A few balls hit his way. That's low for ball one. One and one the count. Hit over to the third baseman. Throws it to first and gets the out there. And that's going to be out number 3. So, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs there in the top of the third. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Warriors coming up here on 446 Sports, leading 6-0.
Now.
Going to the bottom of the third, it's 6-0. Grace Christian on top. And where are we at the lineup? I think we're at Canyon right.
No, that's not Canyon. Canyon's a little bit taller than that one.
All right, where are we then? No, that's 19 Brady McDaniel, right? Designated hitter?
That's him.
Yeah. It was one of the larger players on the team.
Yes. Had his fair share of gnats.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. 1-2 the count. I'm still calling. That's low for a ball. O'Brien Johnson still on the mound. Two count. That's hit high, foul territory. First baseman hustled over there trying to get it. It was well out of his reach.
Just a bit over the fence.
Just a bit over the fence. 2-2 the count. Good Bob Uecker impersonation there. That's a strike. Rung him up.
That's a backwards K.
Most definitely. That's his third strikeout of the game. Johnson's, that is. That's going to bring up Cooper Cartwright, the right fielder.
Look who decided to grace us
look.
at Merrill Blackburn Field.
With McDonald's.
What?
Time for me to go home? You going to kick me out? Doug came up here with food. Nothing for us, I might say. Oh, no. He brought we got McDoubles from Doug.
Uncle Love.
Look at that. All right, 2-0 is the count.
I guess we're going to be on our best behavior now. Oh, dear.
That's strike. 2-1. It's low in the dirt. 3-1.
Yeah, this little wind that kicked up took care of all the little critters that were flying around. I'm telling you what, we were.
I like to choke to death.
Good gracious. I was blinking my eyes. I was afraid of making a pass at somebody over there on the airport.
That's in the dirt, ball 4. And that's going to be our 6th walk of the game by O'Brien Johnson. That's going to bring up Braden Wells, the second baseman, as we have runner at first.
Have to get his input here in a few minutes about how he felt that first game went. We didn't lie to you. We just didn't tell you the whole truth.
And the home team won.
Well, no, the visiting team won.
The visiting team won.
Which happened to be the home team.
he just figured out we were joking with him.
So they played their double.
53 years old when I found out.
Okay. 0-1. Little bunt attempt.
Yep.
A little too high.
The double headers, the first game of the doubleheader, it was supposed to be a away game, and so they did that just on the home field. So Grace batted first, CDUA batted home, and so the pictures of the scoreboard were absolutely accurate.
Yeah. Here, Doug's thinking. Doug came up with a sad face.
No
thinking
doubt.
that great Christian.
That's why he brought us 2 McDoubles.
That's high for a ball. 1-2 the count. 1 gone here in the bottom of the third. 6-0. Grace Christian with the lead. We have a runner on first. And Wells up at the plate. Slaps that one on the ground. Fielded by the shortstop, who elects to throw to first to get the out there. I thought he would try to get the leadoff runner on that fielder's choice. Go to Fat Burgers. Oh, okay. That is quite a burger they serve up over there. Woo!
Is it ever? Now, we're supposed to have a Hot Wings challenge coming up soon, too.
Now that sounds like something I want no part of. Carson Courtwright now up at the plate. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third.
If I don't quit eating the wings, it might have to be a drumstick challenge or it's over with.
Yeah, I can't do the hot wings. I can do the mild wings.
You're tender?
I cannot do the spicy stuff.
Oh, dear.
I won't sleep for a week. There's not enough heartburn medicine in the world.
You'll for sure get in an argument with me later.
2-1 the count now. O'Brien throws that in there for ball.
I don't know if it's evidential or not, but it seems like when he slows his pace down, he's not as accurate on his throws.
3-1 the count. That one slapped to left field. That's going to drop in there for a base hit, score a run.
Oh,
that's actually going to be a double. Got past the left fielder. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Luke Johnson. Or for Carson Courtright. And a runner's going to score, and it's now 7-0. Now Luke Johnson comes up to bat. I want to put these back in the bag so they don't get cold before I get a chance. So we've got Carson Courtright on second. Here in the bottom of the third. Wind's blowing behind us. In from right field. That one's going to be popped up. And the center fielder couldn't field, or the right fielder couldn't field it.
Yeah, the left fielder guy.
Yeah, the left fielder. And so that's going to drop in there for a hit. I think that was going to be an error.
Yep. And Luke just is going to take place of Carson. Make it over to second as well.
We'll call E7 on that. Now 8-0.
Well, that would be a name for somebody.
Swing and a miss. Canyon right at the plate.
I finally dug around in my truck.
Plug in there, bud.
Yeah. I finally dug around in my truck a while earlier and found the glasses, the shades, the Canyon shades.
Popped high, coming right for us. And
Selling
that's going to be caught by the right fielder. That's going to be out number 3.
Yeah, that sound that you heard while waiting for the right fielder to catch the ball was not a flock of owls flying by. That was a center fielder getting it. I'm telling you what, that kid was running over here to back up that right fielder. Go ahead, Scott.
2-run score here in the bottom of the third. It's 8-0 as we go to the top of the fourth, and the Tigers are coming up here on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
And we are back. How about that? Somehow Scott has found the double cheeseburger, so I'm going to turn it back over to the play-by-play voice tonight, and Scott Mills.
Well, you brought the burgers, so I can't let them get cold.
Right. See, I ate mine to prevent that from being cold.
Beautiful.
Look, yeah, you guys certainly got me on the visitor earlier. That one
popped up into foul territory. Unable to. They going to say that dropped in fair.
Yes, it did. Aiden Cook with a tremendous effort flying over to get that one, just unable to get it fall right in front of that bullpen area.
It looked like it was going foul, but it was just inside. And so that's going to be the third hit of the game given up by Canyon right, and we've got a runner on second down. That's going to be Peyton Burzis, the first baseman. 8-0 Grace lead here in the top of the fourth. That one's hit hard into right field, and the right fielder can't field it cleanly. Runner's going to come in and score, and Grace Christian gets their first score of the afternoon.
UA came around and picked that one up, and it may be very well me being on the mic. And so your scoreboard that you see there is that it's now 8-1. It says 7-0 on the screen, but it's 8-1 in this one. I think that it might be the curse of the Doug here.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Indeed, it wouldn't.
Come in and dug them out, huh?
We've been doing sports together for a long time now.
Gosh, yeah, I can announce her jinx as good of them, as good as anyone.
So I'm going to put that down as an E9 on that.
Yeah, I believe that's a tough call over there.
That's one I think you got to catch. And hit his glove.
Boy, that's not a hometown score at all by any means.
8-1 our score.
Yeah, a big shout out to Deb's grandparents, and so Deb Collins, Seth Cook's grandparents, had some folks down from Tennessee that are coming down to see the game. We're going to come out and visit with us because they wanted to start something like this up in Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
So we're
that's
excited.
cool.
Look, I've traveled a lot of games. Heck, we did one in Iowa, so Tennessee would be like a quick trip.
Yes.
For there.
Probably less windy, too.
Oh, my.
Depends on where you are. Depends on where you are. So 1-run scores here in the top of the fourth. And he tries to lay down the bunt. Unable to do it. We've got a runner on first.
If I were a betting man, Scott, I'm going to bet he's not going to do that again.
Well,
at this point, you're working some fundamentals, too.
Yeah.
And seeing if you can get it down. And Coach Langston is just trying to work on something that may help him down the road.
No.
Lyndon Lemoyne up at the plate. He's the left fielder. He's going to try to bunt again.
That's why Chuck here.
He got a piece of it.
And he's going to make it to first.
They're calling the runner is going to be out at first because first was occupied there, nowhere to go. And when he goes at it and fouls it back, no matter where it goes, that with him getting a tip on it, that's the problem with the bunt on third strike. But they did try it, and it's just working on something with this young ball club, trying to find a way.
Might as well, but I guess where I got messed up on sports-wise, like on softball, on the third strike bunt, if you don't get it, it is an out, right?
Well, it is still
fouled
here,
up.
too,
Okay.
if it's fouled off. I mean, if you don't get it, that was the point is that he got a piece of it, fouled it straight back, and that caused the out.
Gotcha.
So our count is 1-0 here.
And 2 outs. 1 out.
Just one gone. You're in the top of the fourth. That one's fouled back.
Hey, you like this, Doug?
Trent Gillette up.
I like we got 2 monitors now.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is not, I mean, I've not seen this before.
When you told me Scott was coming.
Right, Scott has to see it. I'm the one with the eye trouble.
Did we say that?
Right.
We may have alluded to
foul.
That's a big part of Wallace Eye Associates being our scoreboard sponsor as well. We spend a lot of time with those folks.
Yeah, I said last time I needed to go up and see them. I'm having a hard time seeing some of this, especially when that ball pops up in those lights. I'm like that ball was going to hit me in the face before I see it.
So you misjudged it, although not an error, because it wasn't a routine play. See, we're going back to the
okay.
earlier.
So you're picking at me for giving him an error. It's an unofficial scoreboard, man.
That's a tough one. That's a tough error. When you leave your feet, that's difficult to go get that one.
Did he have to leave his feet, though?
Where did he leave his feet?
That one's,
Look, you can't beat fun at the old ballpark. You get a couple of guys that are used to doing play-by-play themselves, and you really never know what you might get out of it.
2-2 the count now. 1 out. You're in the top of the fourth.
And I'm like a hunter waiting for an opportunity to say something stupid.
Doug and I can do that all by ourselves. We don't need somebody.
That one chunked down the line, and Courtwright's going to come around and get it. No advancement from anyone, so nothing doing. But that was a snap throw from behind the plate, trying to get the Tiger runner that had advanced off a little bit, but went over the head of Seth Cook, who mans first base with Canyon on the hill.
But Gillette decided not to try and run.
Full count now.
Count goes full. Here comes the payoff pitch.
I think Gillette had a little bit of dirt in his pockets there, too, because he dove back into it.
Tip foul.
Trying to get back to the base.
So we'll do it again. Tigers able to put a run across here in the top of the fourth. Their first run of the afternoon, this doubleheader. Grace won the first one 13-0.
We'll update that inning on the scoreboard as well. It is top 4, not bottom 3, but we'll get to that.
That one's high for a ball, and he walked him. It's the second walk of the game by Canyon. And a pretty clean game up until this inning.
You're welcome. I blame me.
Well, thank you for the cow patties there,
right.
Doug.
You know, keeping your focus, and we'll get back to that, Scott, after you take us through this one.
All right, that brings up. I'll have another bunt attempt as we have runners at first and second.
You know, you win 13-0. You're rolling in this one up 8-0, and sometimes you may lose a little bit of focus, just a bit. What the Warriors have got to do this late in the season, they've got to find a way to just buckle down and get through this.
Got Christian Campbell up at the plate, the second baseman. And there's a 1-0 pitch. That's a ball, 2-0.
Did see some activity, Scott, in the bullpen just a little earlier, and so not sure we'll see. Coach Brown does like to go with a lot of arms in this.
Runners on first and second, as you see there on your Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard.
Got another bunt attempt coming, it looks like. As he shows bunt. Plane comes over the field here.
You get to see a lot of activity out here. We've seen a lot of fighters doing their test runs and things like that. There you see it.
I don't know. How do you call a game when you're watching something like that?
Look, I'm telling you, the sun, as you can see the look on the clouds, too, the way the color scheme is out here. It's made for some beautiful nights and some very interesting fun out here at the old ballpark.
2-1 the count to Lemoyne.
You like what Coach Langston is doing over there, Hunter Langston, who is the skipper for the visiting Tigers on this, working on small ball, working on ways to get things going, and just put some runs together.
Mm-hmm. Get those runs any way you can. Teach some fundamentals to these guys. That is actually Darkis Batiste at the plate. He bloops one up to the pitcher, goes over to first, and gets the out there. It's going to advance the runners, though. So we've got runners at second and third, 2 gone here in the top of the fourth.
Batting helmet got knocked off there, or flew off, I guess, as he was crossing first.
So they get the out at first there, 2 gone. Runners at second and third. Tigers have scored 1 run here in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss. There's a strike.
Looking ahead for the Warriors, and as they sit third in the power rankings now. After that, they lose 4 in a row a little bit earlier, which was Northwood Shreveport, Vols Public Charter a couple of times, who sits number 2 in the rankings. But you're looking at this one, these two tonight with Country Day, and then they go out of district at Delta Charter and back home against Mamu to finish things up before the playoffs start. And you're trying to, a lot of jockeying. I think they're going to stay, Boydie's Nats or something. I think they're going to stay in third where they're at. Charter is .2 behind Family Christian in the power rankings. And, you know, just for good baseball, you'd love to see Avoyelles Charter get back up to number 1 and have Grace and Avoyelles Charter with an opportunity to play for a state title if that works itself out. You don't want to see them on the same side of the bracket.
Got a meeting at the mound. So last time I was here, there was the last of that 4-game skid when they dropped that game, and Coach was not happy when he came in. Just quite frankly, he was frustrated, and the players looked frustrated. What's changed over the past week as far as that goes? Because quite frankly, they looked like they were hanging their head late in that ball game.
Quality opponents. Let's just say that. Charter as ranked number 2, and they are playing solid. Came into that, it was a 1-2 matchup. Grace was sitting number 1 for what they played. Westlake, very solid team. Northwood Shreveport is another one of those 5A teams. So what it's done is they've faced a lot of high caliber opponents. But the frustration is not being able to go those because Coach Brown, regardless of the opponent.
1-1.
Yeah, no. You're looking. They got Scott too. That's the old hidden ball.
I'm so lost right now.
Well, and I diagrammed that out, and you see 24 who sat firmly there, didn't go anywhere. But and then with a runner right in front of him, that was a difficult time. But you take a look at it. So anyway. If you've got an overthrow from the pitcher that goes back to the second baseman, how many times does he chunk it all the way to the outfield wall? And I mean, everybody took off to the outfield fence, and that play works many times throughout the season. It just didn't tonight. But you go back to it about the topic earlier of what changed on there. It's a long season, and you get into some games and you start to gain a little bit of confidence. Rapides that they played, UA not having the type of seasons that maybe they've had in the past. Warriors able to come up and get a little bit, but they have been tested. It's just going to be a tough run to get back to the state championship game.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Pitching change here in the top of the 4th with the Warriors up 8-1. Back in a minute on 446 Sports.
Scott getting settled back in. He had a wrong director's cue there. Maddox Adelise comes in.
That was a polite way of saying, Chuck, it's your fault.
This thing was going smoothly until Doug showed up.
That's generally how it happens. What I've had to do, Scott, as Adelise throws that one by, and that's going to do this. Keep it here, Chuck, with the commercial just going. But the problem that I have is I can't see all the way.
This is true.
To the mound, so I don't know the numbers the way they are. I didn't have my glasses; I had my shades on, and so. But you start to pick up that distinct motion that these pitchers have. Canyon's a lot different. Adelise slings that foot through his delivery on there, so you start to pick some of those up, and you can only imagine how difficult it is on the batters as they're seeing the ball come out at different spots and different deliveries, and Adelise comes up there on something they haven't seen because Canyon is a much slower, methodical delivery, and Adelise really slings his body through the zone.
See, and I thought you were going to say you weren't able to see it because of your eyesight. I thought you couldn't see over the countertop in front of you.
I don't think so, Chuck. I don't think so. We're going to have our
He
meeting.
can stand on the chair.
Right, I could. They made me a little stool to stand on out here, man, when you get that grief. But Grace wins big, 13-0 in the first run rule, that one in 5. I saw that second game. So did they have senior night in between games, or was it out in front of the first game, or when was it?
I have not seen it yet.
We haven't seen it.
I didn't see it in front of the first one.
Okay, well, then here you have it. It's supposed to be senior night, so perhaps it'll be afterwards, but I don't know.
I was just sitting at the office earlier today, and Doug texted and says, hey, can you – what was that, like 2 o'clock this evening? I'm like
– let's go with that.
Why not? I don't have anything else going on.
Well, we just jammed up from city council and from a lot of those things that are going on, and wasn't really able to think about a lot of things like, oh, goodness, there's a ball game tonight. Matter of fact, there's 2 of them. So
that's all right.
That's all right. Look, it's a beautiful night. At least it's not too cold on you.
No, it's not raining.
On you. It's
not raining. It feels
it's the first
great
time
out here.
that you guys have had a game. How do you like the view from the outfield here?
It takes some getting used to.
The left and right field.
The left and right has got me a few times.
You know, the left doesn't know what the right's doing. That, amen. Let's just say that. But it's a great facility, gone a long way. Of course, that wooden fence that's out here.
That's absolutely beautiful.
The Hurricane, when you pushed over their big green one that was out here, and so they decided to replace it with the wooden fence out here. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I love the ballpark out here. Love the atmosphere. Love the view of the planes flying over.
And oh yeah, that one fouled off. So you get caught up in a little bit.
Oh, the ball game's back.
That's right. Seth Cook stands in there. Let's see. I guess he would be the Warriors' shortstop now, probably with Adelise moving, and Canyon would go back to first.
All right, so we've got a 0-1 count, and that's going to be in there for a ball. 1-1 to Seth Cook.
This is that point in the game. The Warriors are going to try to scratch across 3 or 4 runs here and get it above that 10-run portion of it and go out there and hold them in the 5th and get out of this one with another run rule victory. But you've got to get things going early on in the at-bats.
We would appreciate it.
That's low for a ball.
Well, you got it,
3-1
man. Scott,
count.
I got to get over here and see.
Yeah, I like this.
Made.
This is a lot easier. You can actually see where the ball is being placed.
You did a football game like this once where you had to watch it on your monitor.
I did a basketball game for you a couple of weeks ago doing
that. You had to do that too.
So there's a walk. And now we've got a runner on first as Grace tries to put a couple of runs on the board here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up Cody Davis, the catcher.
So Cody long balled one out of here on the first game on the left field side there.
He's finding his groove here middle to the late portion of the season. Had a grand slam on the road for him not long ago, and he said he's got to hit one here while we're filming it because although his mom did a great job of filming, it wasn't on the YouTube highlights, and now he's going to have to hit another one because I don't think we filmed game 1.
No, we did not.
So you almost ought to turn the camera off every time Cody bats so he can put a charge in one.
Let's see if we can do that. Hang on.
And there you go.
We'll go to commercial right before you.
Cody, the junior catcher for the Warriors, just a great person to be around.
We've got a 1-0 count. Kicks his leg, deals, and that's in there for ball 2.
Yeah, this has been an eventful season. You know, we've only had real intense heat on a couple of games, and that was the day
11
games
o'clock,
that we did. Yeah,
that was blistering.
It'll be warm enough in Sulphur when they come down for the state tournament. It was blistering down there last year.
Yeah, you got that coming up with some softball.
Yeah, I'll be seeing the games from the right perspective as far as behind the home plate.
So you're saying the NFHS broadcast is better than ours?
No, not at all. I am not comparing. I'm just saying that press box is kind of comfortable there. That is such a nice any of those facilities they have down there in Sulphur. Every time we go down there, it's just get jealous of how nice of facilities they have down there.
They didn't build you your own podium, though.
They
out here,
did not.
See,
they
and since
did
then,
not.
If you notice out above left field, they've got a standing room only little porch out there.
I see that. That's the VIP section out there.
It is.
Home run alley.
Said that they're going to bring in their barbecue pits and cook and all that, and we haven't seen that yet. So that's the stop. That made for the trip to that burger place up the road.
And I was going to say, I bet NFHS hasn't brought you burgers either.
Oh, but
Actually,
boy, let me tell you, they when you're down in Sulphur doing these tournaments, they feed you well.
Yes.
You do not starve.
There's a hospitality.
That is for sure.
Yes.
Yes, we eat very, very, very. I probably gained 10 pounds.
Do you need a camera operator, technical guy?
Well, we need to holler at you about that.
I'm not a statistician, so I can't help you with that.
Well,
part
I've got
of it.
Kim for that part.
That's right.
I've got her over there keeping the book.
Just think of the book that she could keep if she didn't have to operate a camera.
That is very true. That is very true.
And I did hear y'all talking about my spiral bound book that I have, but I have to. I mean, I've got a. That's the way we used to score things back in the day.
Can we look at your text message?
No, you can. Logan Simpson now takes the heel for University Academy Country Day.
Yeah, while we're sitting there goofing off, there's a pitching change.
Yes.
You want to take a break while he warms up real quick?
Why not?
All right, back in a moment here on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Make your burger your style with delicious, hand-pressed, never-frozen AAA Angus beef and tons of fresh, tasty toppings. Fat Burger. Great taste sounds good, doesn't it?
Welcome back. All right, new pitcher on the mound here. And who did you say that was, Doug?
Logan Simpson is what I saw. Started the game at shortstop and now has moved to the hill.
I would say it's just number 4.
Yeah, I see number 4. I don't.
Okay.
We don't have him here.
It's on Doug's secret ballot. He has there.
I've got it on the roster.
You got it on the one I sent you
Yeah,
because
I've
that's
got-
where I saw it off of. And he's facing the current Warrior pitcher, Maddox Adelise, who squares to bunt, pulls that one back, but takes that in there for the strike.
Okay, yes, Logan Simpson. I'm looking at the wrong team. Doug's just got me on.
That's why you know I don't.
All right, Logan Simpson is our new pitcher for Country Day.
I was wondering how you didn't have him on your. If you'd have had one of those spiral bound books, might not have been an issue.
Hey, these work just as well as the spiral bound. That's high for a ball. Runners at first and second. The Warriors with an 8-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
So here's your question. Why are the Warriors up 8-1 squaring around a bunt? It goes back to what we talked about at the first of this inning. You're trying to get to that 10-run mark no matter what.
No. Small ball, why not? They've had a lot of success in this, too, with that bunting them around, getting them on base, and just keep moving them around
Well, if you
station
remember,
to station.
2 weeks ago, we talked to Brown before we were off on Easter and said, hey, what happened to a lot of that small ball? You had some success with it, and I think maybe it just got away from them.
Yes. I think that's what he said, too. They'd kind of gotten away from it and saw that they needed to get back to it.
2-1 to count as he squares the bunt again. All right, pulls back. That's in there for a ball. 3-1.
Yeah, there's some things you just plan on, and they get away from you, and so you have to go back and focus on that just a little bit, and that appears to be what the Warriors are doing, preparing for that playoff run.
Well, you can't always rely on those big hitters hitting those big hits and the big home runs. Sometimes you just got to do it the old school way. Well, that was a hustle down to third base by Seth Cook.
Seth plays the game right.
He did it 90-0 to go down to third on a walk.
Well, he saw the ball pass the catcher, and I guess he lost count of it being an actual walk.
You know, Bryce Harper, when he got drafted out of high school and got into the pros, they gave him grief because he ran down to first base. He ran around, and the guy's an all-star.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like right.
Yeah. That's high for a ball. Almost took his head off. Bases are loaded here with nobody out. The bottom of the fifth or bottom of the fourth. Warriors
Still
up 8-1.
Yeah, the worst thing you want to see is just a lack of hustle. Even on walks on loaded bases, you just hustle, run it out.
That's an inner called strike. 1-1. Put that one right where it needed to be.
Center fielder out here saying, thank you.
1-1 the count. Bases are loaded. That one's in the dirt. Nobody's going to try and run home there.
No, and you look at it, if this is a 1-1 game in the bottom of the seventh, perhaps you chance it. But you don't want to get the first out at home by any means, especially when you're trying to score multiple runs, trying to have that crooked number up there in the bottom of the fourth.
Need 3 to get that 10-point run rule in the fifth.
Got Brady McDaniel at the plate, and we got a 2-2 count.
Brady, another one of those young Warriors that are getting some quality time, getting a couple of starts. I think you said he settled in at second base.
Here comes the 2-2. Hit hard, right field. And over the right fielder's head. That's going to score 1, going to score 2. Coming around, that scores 3, and that is a...
There's 2 that came in.
There's 2 that came in. All right, I see him now.
Yeah, they had to hold up because they thought that right field was going to catch that one. When he didn't, then, of course, they were off and going from there. But that's a good, solid hit. So how are you scoring that, Scott? Because he didn't touch it. But
it did hit the end of his glove.
Okay, then I didn't see that. I told you, I
yeah,
couldn't
it
see
hit the end of his glove.
I had to get on my tiptoes so I can see over this outfield fence.
Who put this counter here?
Now the score 10-1. And we've got runners at the corners. Expect to see a steal. Here it comes. And the catcher doesn't even try to throw down. And now we've got runners at second and third. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth.
May be the first career stolen base for McDaniel there.
Might say, I like this.
I actually think he stole one earlier. That's about the 9th steal of the game, I think, at this point, by the Warriors. They just really don't respect that catcher's arm and his ability to get it down to second, I think.
Well, when you've got that's the old runner at third, and just not going down there and throwing it, just giving up on it. But again, it's a rebuilding time for this Tiger ball club. A lot to work on.
That's in there for ball. Well, and you know they only have like 9 or 10 kids.
That's what I tell you. It's very difficult, and this District 5B is a difficult one. I mean, you're sitting there with the Vols Charter in it. Monterey's having a great season. There's just a lot of solid ball clubs.
And that one hit him.
Well, it's fourth ball anyway.
They had 2 and 1 on the scoreboard.
Look at the Chuck cam. That's the one to follow. Well, you look off in the distance a good long ways, and there was a little lightning out there. That's certainly not the time you want to see a delay in a game like this.
No.
Let it stay back there.
Regardless, we've got loaded bases. Yeah, these are the kind of games that you just kind of kick back.
You got your burgers that are settled in. And
yeah.
Feeling swell right now as I rub my belly.
Again, we told you this is the final district contest for the Warriors. They will finish in second place at 7-2 in district.
0-1 the count. That's in the dirt. Runner's not going to come home.
Fulls Charter, of course, leads the pack.
We got Braden Wells at the plate.
Yeah, Grace Christian on next Monday, I guess, or the 15th. So that would be Friday. Yeah, that they are.
That is.
And then at home against Mamu, and we'll be here. Don't know if maybe the Warriors moved senior night, because normally it would have been before the game if you guys didn't see it.
Didn't see it. But I wasn't here before the first game
You were still at work.
started. Yeah, I was still working.
I was setting up as they were getting started, so I was here a little bit before it started, but I didn't see any pomp and circumstance.
2-1. Popped up down the first baseline and caught by the first baseman for the out. That's the first out of the inning.
And that should flip you back. Or is that Courtright that?
That should be Courtright coming up to bat. That should have been Wells that hit that. Let's see.
Wells, another one of those young Warriors that are out there playing. These junior high kids, 7th and 8th graders that are out there starting and playing quality innings for the Warriors here.
Courtright's had a couple of good solid hits, too, this game.
Carson Courtright is up to bat.
That
inside for a ball.
Is that? Yep, Carson, who's center fielder for the Warriors, has just continued to have a solid season.
He likes the cameras on him out here. He plays to them.
He does.
So as it stands, Warriors need one more run.
Well, you like
end it in the 5th.
You like where you're at too. You like to be here with 1-2 in the lineup because you got the biggest all-star snub of the season goes to Luke Johnson. Didn't make the East or West squad in the All-Star game, and I think that's a travesty to say the least. The Northeast Texas Community College signee. Committed on the show, too, Scott, by the way. Sure did.
Yeah,
that's always fun, isn't it?
Things that you experience at Fatburger on Sunday nights.
Right, we had a college commitment, and the week before that had a XXX King Burger challenge between two coaches.
That was hilarious.
I'd just be happy sitting over in the corner eating one of those things.
There you go.
Don't reach in for a fry either, I promise you.
No.
And that'll load the bases back up for Luke.
And I'll actually walk a run in, and there's our 10th run coming across the plate.
So 11th run.
Our 11th run, but our 10 runs.
The 10, that gives you the lead where they'll just have to come out and hold. But you want to certainly want to get some cushion
insurance
here.
Yep.
So that brings up Luke Johnson, the third baseman, as the Warriors now lead at 11-1.
Going to be another pitching change for Langston and these Tigers. They will go to number 24, and that is Christian Campbell. Campbell, who comes in from second base, a little bit taller, the big right-hander. And Luke just sitting poised to jump first pitch fastball. You can absolutely believe that.
The one he hit in the first game, about where that 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth or sixth sign over from that right field wall.
Right.
Just over the fence and in between that and the batting cage. And it was fun to watch him run out there, just sit and watch it go over. Grandpa came out and retrieved it for him, though.
Had a string of 6 games in a row that he homered this season. So
that's
really
quite a feat.
Really pounds it. Got a good look from Belhaven in there and decided to go the community college route and try to get a couple of years there, get his associate's degree, and then move on. They are a Division I community college, so he'll play really good baseball, and they're looking at him at third base and just about anywhere that he wants to play.
You know, the way the transfer portal is these days, it doesn't really matter where you go.
That's right.
If you're good enough, somebody's going to notice you.
That's exactly right.
Once you get on that level.
It is. And
more than they're going to notice you at a little school like this here.
Yep, you're exactly right. And that's why a lot of those big schools give up on high schools because they'll just, unless you're and then you fall into that, okay, is he going to be good enough for the draft? And so if he doesn't make the draft, is he going to go D1? And if you're not falling in that, These guys are hitting that portal. Coach Jay Johnson there at LSU does that. I mean, look at all of the guys that are out of the transfer portal. So
that's the transfer portal. Who it's hurt more than anybody? The high school players.
Absolutely, it has. Well, and you throw that in with the COVID year. So
Mhm.
now you got
Yeah.
2 years where guys are just they're lost in there because you're ending up 6 years that
Yeah.
they get to hang around and play. So it did. There was a 2-year run where kids that were just good ball players. And if you're a good ball player, you're going to find somewhere in college to catch on. There's how many programs across the country. And at the end of the day, you're getting your education out of it. And so that's really good. A lot of these guys will go that community college, junior college route with an opportunity to move into a D1 program and play a junior and senior year.
Well, like I said, with the way that is set up these days, it doesn't matter where you go. Somebody's going to notice you if you're a good ball player.
Yep,
They're gonna notice you.
Yep, you're exactly right of that. So, and speaking of that, Luke Johnson will stand in there. Yeah, that stretch that he put on, you'd look, and some of them were on the road, but I got to believe that Luke's got a granny in him tonight. Let's see the grand slam out of now, Scott, the rule is if it comes this way, you got to catch it.
Protect the gear.
I'm going to be. Luke Johnson stands in there and takes ball one. Yeah, like I said, with the lights in my eyes, I won't see it till it's right. It's
You're
too late.
supposed to protect with your glove hand.
1-0. That one's in there, low. Ball 2.
And this is the point in the game that it just gets tough because you know the arms are limited and just trying to find somebody to throw strikes.
Swing and a miss. He swung big at that one.
That was a granny swing for
Yeah,
sure.
2-1.
Yeah, he's not up there looking to walk. You can believe that.
What did I say once before? You think he's going to take some?
You did. You said that to Kenyon.
Or he's not going to swing. That's it.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah, it was
their first strike.
It was
drops
late in
in
the game, and
Yeah.
the Warriors had sent in a number of pinch hitters. And Chuck says, I wonder if they'll have Kenyon up there not swinging. I was like, well, they'd have pinch hit for him if he wasn't going to swing. He's swinging. Next pitch, he homers.
Yes, he did.
2-2. And that's outside for a ball. Now full count.
And Kenyon is on deck, speaking of.
And he walked him.
Yeah.
So that'll walk a run in.
And that wasn't anywhere that he could get to it, unfortunately. You know, if it's anything close, he's up there. He's going to be up there hacking, and the walking on sunshine.
12-1 now. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
And look, things don't get any easier for this Tiger pitching.
Brings up Big
As-
Canyon right.
Yeah, he Grand Slam earlier, I think last year, and picked up the moniker as a freshman of Grand Canyon. So we'll see if he's able to put a charge.
See if he can echo that.
Echo that sentiment. Yes, indeed. I see what you did
You
there.
see what I did there, huh?
I
Nice.
see.
Nice.
Bases are loaded for Canyon right. As
0-1.
yeah, I haven't updated on the board yet. I thought that was 0-1. That's high for a ball. 1-1.
Those of you scoring at home can just check out the Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard in the
Let me
bottom
just let me
left
just
hand.
stare at that.
And that will do it for you. Big thanks out to Wallace Eye Associates. They've been a sponsor of us for the last couple of years and
Popped up. That's coming our way somewhere. It hits the center fielder, and that's
and
going
out
to
of his
score
glove.
1, 2. When did that end up scoring?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
All right.
Had to
And had
pause
kind of a-
because he had it hit his glove there.
Had a kind of a slap at it rather than just fielding it. Kind of slapped at the ball when it made contact, and that just worked more of as a bat and getting it out of there.
On the scoreboard, they scored 2, but that would not be possible because we still have bases loaded.
Yes. You said a bat or a gnat?
Like a baseball bat,
Bat.
just
I got
knocking
you.
the ball
I got
away.
you.
Standing in now is Seth Cook.
Still only 1 gone here in the bottom of this 4th inning as the Warriors just pile on the runs.
Cook had a grand slam earlier this season himself.
I was just thinking that.
Don't even need my little spiral book to tell me that.
By golly.
13-1. That hit him.
Something else he
So
likes.
now it's 14-1.
Right?
RBI HBP is how you'll score that if you're scoring at home.
Score that an ouch.
Yes, you
Yes.
do.
It goes in the ouch category.
You know, when you keep trotting batters up there and saying the same thing with the bases loaded, Cody's got a grand slam on the year.
So we got 14-1 now, and Cody Davis is coming up, still with bases loaded.
And the homer in the first game.
Long season for the Tigers. They wrap up district play as well. This is the time, too, that you're on the phone with other teams because you do have an opportunity in the playoffs to squeeze another game in there if you've got a bye. And so with only 10 teams making the playoffs, they'll all receive a technical bye in there, although they're just advancing. So you'll see phone calls being made all around the area trying to pick up an extra game and gather a few more power rating points.
Now, they have, another week or 2 weeks left to play?
Warriors have 1 week left in the season.
Okay.
And their first strike. Tigers trying to get their second out of the inning.
I think I heard them out here saying the outfitters saying the first name of the pitcher was Tony. That's Tony the Tigers, right?
Stop.
Oh.
This is, Scott, when it's your time to say, I don't think so, Chuck. 6 runs across for the Warriors this inning. As they started this, we were talking about it being 8-1 and needing 3.
They have answered that call, but most of these runs unearned.
Indeed. And again, you get as complacent perhaps as the Warriors got in that one inning where they gave up the 1 run. You know, Country Day University Academy's got to be a little bit frazzled with this game this day, having to move it to a doubleheader.
Yeah. And, you know, a doubleheader, I was telling somebody earlier that's kind of a dangerous situation in baseball because depending on the depth of your arms, it could not work out real well for either team, depending.
Indeed it is. Looked like Cody was trying to put that one over here where your truck is, Chuck, and he's going to go down on strikes for the second out, Scott.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, they put the
bottom of the 4th.
Just seems like the bottom of the 5th, doesn't it?
Yes.
So this inning has gone on for a while. And now.
Okay, yeah, they've got till 10 o'clock on this game.
We've got Adelise coming up to bat.
Oh, Chuck. We had technical difficulties a couple of games in a row on that one.
Yes, we did.
Coach Brown coming out, and he's going to have a runner in for Canyon. Not sure. We'll have to look at the number on that. Chuck, who do you have?
Almost look like 5 there for a minute, but yep, 5. There we go.
Both Scott and I go into our phone.
Well, my face recognition doesn't work when I have my headset on.
What? Tyler Nepnet that's in there.
I'm trying to do my face recognition, and the phone's going, who are you?
I'm glad that you explained that because I didn't know what you were doing with that phone there.
That's what it was.
Wow. Interesting. Don't forget there's a coach interview coming up, Scott, at the end of the game.
I'm gonna let you handle that one.
Handle that one.
Since you're here, you can actually have a conversation with him, and y'all are more in tune of what's going on.
I'm gonna tell you, through the years, we've had a number of them. You can,
yes.
You can believe that.
We've got an 0-1 count.
Gosh, I guess it's been probably 10 years that we've been around the program, probably. So yeah, that's been a lot of conversation, a lot of miles on the road.
1-1 the count.
Most of them while I was driving.
Oh, there's a lot of them way before you, although we racked up a lot of them on that trip to Dyersville, Iowa. Scott, that's an experience. We were able to call that game out there at the Field of Dreams field, and that was a lot of fun.
Cool. 1-2 the count.
Whoa.
Foul ball.
So the way it is with the weather up there, the snow had been just a couple of weeks prior to that. So their harvest season is late in the year, unlike around here when the corn goes out in the middle of the year, the middle of the season. So you get up there and there's no corn out there. because the ground you couldn't plant, so there's no way to get out there. So all of the pictures of the boys that you see coming out of the corn, photoshopped the corn, and the kids in there. But you can do just about anything with Photoshop these days. Yeah. So they got great memories up there, and
what an experience!
Got to meet the gentleman that played the dad in the movie. We were able to go up there and meet him, and got a signed picture with him. And he actually opened up a museum there in Dyersville, Iowa.
That one's high for a ball. Got 2-2 the count.
Dwyer Brown.
Yep.
Warriors up 14-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. They put up 6 runs in this frame. 2-2 the count.
Yeah, it seems like it was about an hour ago that we were bottom
yes.
3.
Have to get my chair back out of the truck.
Hard day at selling, huh, Scott?
Oh, yes.
I gotcha.
That's the worst thing about the state championship is, you know, you start 10 o'clock in the morning and your last game ends about 8, 9 o'clock at night, sometimes later.
Ironman baseball.
Yeah. By the end of the day, you are just wore out.
Chuck and I did some MLK basketball, as that's an RBI
that hit him
by a pitch.
Yep.
We did the MLK tournament down in Lake Charles, and they started their first game was at 8 o'clock in the morning, Chuck, is that right?
That's correct.
And the last one got over around 11, and it was just back-to-back games. We did 12 games that day, or 11? 11 games one day, and probably 5 the next day.
7 the next,
and we tapped out.
Yeah, you got me on that. You got me on that. I think we've done as many as 4 in one game, one day, but 14-1 now.
15
to 1.
Yep.
In the inning that won't end.
They may be napping up there in the press box
I'm about to nap. Take my chair back, Doug's.
Right.
You can let
sit down there.
You can let him have that cushiony seat down there.
Get my poppers out of there. What?
It was a little wet. It was a little soaked.
I was wondering what you were doing there. You gone wicker. It's like you're out on your patio area because
exactly.
Now you look. This is a way to do a game. If you had your ice cold soda pop beside you,
we could just feed it to my TV screens out back.
And you can call it from
Chuck, could you work on that for
I'll
me?
work on that.
Yeah, if you can get
put that on my list
the
of things.
video or our audio.
I'll just be like an ESPN announcer at that point.
See, he was quicker. He said a video. No, I mean our audio. He wanted the audio more than the video.
Calling a game. No, you run the video and just channel us. We'll watch it on the screen and call it as we go.
There we go.
Those ESPN guys do it now.
I like that.
They're spoiled.
We can do the state championship from back
from here. That's right.
Have to work on that 90-second delay we've got going on.
Hey, that's all right.
So in Bull Durham, that's what the guy on the radio did.
He's
listening to them tell him what's going on. Hits that. There's the roar of the crowd.
Yes.
That's probably one of the greatest baseball movies ever.
Hey, I called a game from a payphone one time.
Oh my!
Our phone line wasn't working in the press box. They're tapped up. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. We'll share that in just a minute. It's 15-1, and the Tigers are coming up to bat here on 446 Sports.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym, and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes!
I got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-Ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Adley's back on to close things out for the Warriors in the top of the fifth. As that inning, the bottom of the fourth, Scott, just like the Energizer inning, kept going and going and going.
And so now I'm just kicked back with my feet up.
This is how baseball's supposed to be called, isn't it?
Exactly.
Once you realize, again, you can see it on your monitor, that makes things
I just need some popcorn and a Coke.
And you'd be set.
We'd be set. Some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Yeah, we called one game one time at a football game. Phone lines weren't working in the press box, so I have to run down to a payphone, and I'm like looking over this fence to call the game on this payphone. It was interesting.
Fastball from Adley's in there, paints the middle portion of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the right-hander rocks and fires, and that one is lifted out to right field.
Popped up. There's your first down of the inning.
And as some of the younger guys are in there, that is a new player that has got that, and we'll get in there and get the
17 is his number.
Right?
Zuman on that roster.
That is Hayden Gainey. Gainey, they're glad to have back. Remember, he had the ankle issue.
That's right.
And is back in there. That one lifted as well.
Popped up. That's going to be fielded, and there's 2 gone.
Just like that.
Here in the top of the fifth.
Jack Powell, the senior, gets that one out of shortstop, and we saw him just picked up the baseball, and he started playing baseball last year, and he's a senior this year because all his friends, and he wanted to hang out with them. So he came out and played baseball, and here he is.
Well, whatever gets him on the field, I guess, the ones that have talent.
Played soccer with a lot of them, but once soccer was over, he didn't have anything to do, and he's ended up pitching some for the Warriors this year.
That hit him. So now we're going to have a base runner after the hit by pitch.
Quickly there, though, 2 outs.
2 gone. We'll have a little bit of a pep talk at the mound. Come on, you got this. You got this.
2 outs. We're up by 14. Let's finish this.
I think they're working on a little camera time here late in the game. They're saying, look, let's
get some close-ups out there, Chuck.
Canyon wanted some more camera time, and not that he didn't get enough while he was pitching.
He pitched a good game. Struggled a little bit in the fourth there, but
swung on and missed that one. Not a real good hack at it, but that Adley's fastball really gets on you fast if you're not ready to go.
So 1 strike. There's strike 2. Tigers down to their last strike, last out here in the fifth.
Well, you ought to be in the box with Chris Blair, huh? Talking that Tiger stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's what we need. You see how the Tigers do it. You get on Facebook, and they just have a camera in the press box because they don't have the rights to the video portion of it.
That's hit hard in the left field, popped up, and that's going to be fielded by Mr. Courtright, and that's going to be our ball game. 15-1, the Warriors win over the Tigers. They take both games of this doubleheader this evening. And I'm going to turn it over to Doug, who's going to be talking to the coach here in just a few minutes here on 446 Sports.
Well, I appreciate the work that you do, Scott, coming in and taking care of these. You've only got 1 more to call this season, and we appreciate that. That'll be, I don't know what day that we said it was. Anyway, it's next week, and I'll get back with you on that.
Hey, text that to me before the day.
I'll do it prior to that. Yeah, City Council has called on a couple of these, but glad to be, Scott, and I think I'll try to go back and think about it. I don't know how many games you and I have actually called in the same booth at the same time. I just don't know.
I think this is probably the first time in the last 7 years.
Isn't that something that we've ever been? And so, and I've tried to explain this to Chuck. baseball is the greatest. I mean, because you just sit back and you watch the game and you talk baseball. It's the coolest one that there is. Now, he likes all, but I get it because it's just it's what he came up on. But sitting back and talking baseball, I mean, that's not much better.
Hey, there's nothing better than being at the ballpark.
Yes.
Ask Doug what you were asking me earlier. We were trying to come up with that picture from back in the 80s. That heavy set guy?
Yeah, but there was a reason.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, never mind.
There's a reason I was asking that.
I don't think so, Chuck.
Okay, never mind. I'm still not biting on that one.
Hey, look.
Look, Chuck and or Scott, I tell this story a lot too. I'll get in so much trouble because I can remember a play from the '92 World Series and can't remember what I was supposed to do on the way home at the grocery store to get her. I'll get home and I'm like, gosh, dog it, I forgot that again.
Yeah, that reminds me. Kim just texted me and wants ice cream.
See, there you go. Yeah, that's.
So I guess I've got to stop on the store on the way home.
Luckily, you're not too far from the house.
Exactly.
And it's right on the way. So yeah, we'll get Coach Brown out here in just a moment. Good to see the Warriors finish up their district play on a high note. Again, didn't get to talk to him Sunday for Easter. Normally we're out at Fatburgers. Scott, you'll have to come out this Sunday. We'll be out at Fatburgers at 6 o'clock.
All right.
We'll buy you a burger or something.
Hey, I'll take one of those burgers any day.
The what were they called? Those wings that were hot, Chuck?
The ones I had?
Yeah.
Blazing?
No, you went above that. The Scorcher or something like
Scorcher.
that. They were called the General Sherman wings. Actually, they weren't.
I would say no. I don't think.
I don't think so. Here comes Coach Brown, so we'll get an opportunity to visit with him.
All right, I'm gonna take the headsets off. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, you've done a wonderful job of it. We'll hop in and visit with Coach Brown now some, and we'll get you back out on the road and getting ice cream for Miss Kim. There you go. Now he's muting that, and so Chuck, I guess Coach Brown will get yours.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna step up here because I can't see from back there. So I guess I could watch the monitor, couldn't I? Yeah, I am, Coach. Scott Mills joined us, did the play-by-play for us, and we appreciate that as always, and my comedy relief. And now we'll visit with head coach, with Josh Brown. I didn't hear him, Coach. I didn't see as much of it. Canyon wouldn't hurt. Let's have Canyon out here if you want to get him out here. Pitched a well of a game. Yeah, then that's fine. Yeah, bring him out. Let's do that. We'll get Cody and Luke, and then we're going to go to a commercial break, Chuck, and when we come back, we'll ought to have the players out here. We'll be right back with the Warrior Roundup show right after this on 446 Sports. We're back on the Warrior Roundup, a victorious doubleheader sweep for the Warriors tonight, and you got that many Warrior players out here, all of them in smiles too, except Seth. He never smiles. So there it goes. There's one of them. Coach Brown, talk to us about it. Is it good to come out and get this doubleheader sweep tonight?
Yeah, it felt good, man. We, Seth Cook pitched heck of a ball game, got the win 13-0. Second game, Canyon come out 3 strikes, got a 15-1 win. But I like the way we swung the bat well tonight. We come out and ready to play, and I was proud of the guys.
We heard it. Take me through a little bit of it, too. Had a lot of home runs tonight. Take me through some of that with the guys that you have out here.
Yeah, Luke had a big 3-run homer. It was 3-0 going in the 4th inning, and, their kid, he was keeping us off balance a little bit, and I felt like that broke their back. And then we wound up putting a 5 spot in that inning and then another 5 spot the next. Cody Davis came up. I think he had a 2-run homer and just got us going in the next game. And, started off 4 runs in the first and just kept it going all night.
We're going to see Chuck and work that microphone down to some of those guys, too. And we'll just bring them in as we go. Yeah. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Luke Johnson joins us on here. And, Luke, take me through this. It needed to get some wins in here and finish district off pretty strong. I know you have the game Friday night, but not looking ahead an opponent and coming out here and really flexing your muscle tonight is what you guys wanted to do.
Oh, yes, sir, of course. Always a big rivalry game with UA. Always got to show up and play.
Absolutely it is. So what led to tonight's game being both games tonight, Coach, too? Don't go anywhere, Luke.
LSUA, they couldn't play there Thursday. I think something going on with the lights. Couldn't play a night game there. And then Peabody, where they've been playing their other home games, they had a game. So the coach called and asked if we could play a doubleheader, and we thought about it for a minute. I didn't know if I wanted to do it at first, and then I thought about it. I was like, hey, why not? 2 games at the barn, let's go.
There you go. That indeed it was. Now senior night will be pushed to Friday night, I believe, and so we'll honor some of those. And Luke, one of the lone seniors, I think you've got 3 of them on the squad on there. What does a game like that mean to you, knowing that? Because you've one of those that started playing as an 8th grader, if I remember. It seems like 20 years ago. But finally seeing it culminate in a senior night for you.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. It'll be a fun game.
There it is. Always a man of a lot of words, too. It's difficult. Fresh off your commitment, have you talked to the coaches anymore over there at Northeast Texas?
I keep up with them a little bit, yeah.
Do they?
Yes, sir.
All right. What about your guys are with you tonight? When you see the ball being hit like it is tonight, you guys, that's special.
Oh, yeah, I love to see it. Love to see my guys hitting the ball well.
There you go. Indeed they did. We're going to bring Seth in with us now, and we'll talk to Seth. Thank you, Luke. Seth joins us, too. Seth, you got the nod, and I'm going to tell you what they did to me tonight. So I'm unable to attend the first game, and so all they do is show me the scoreboard, and it's like 13-0. I'm like, oh, my God, we're getting our tails kicked. I said, I know that's not happening to Seth. And so lo and behold, there was. But coming out and getting a win like that in the first half of doubleheader, you knew you had to set the tone.
Right. You have to win the first game in a doubleheader. That definitely does set the tone for the next game, and you have to go into the next game with a little boost of confidence and just be ready to play for the next game.
What I saw tonight was you throwing the ball well, Canyon, who's here with us, and then Maddox coming in and throwing. We've talked all season about the arms that you guys have. How do you feel about that as you wind down the season?
I feel pretty good about it, especially going into playoffs. For your playoff games, you'll be able to use all of them. So you throw your number 1 and your number 2. Number 1 and number 2 ain't working. You can throw your number 3.
And the beauty of it is they're so close. 1, 2, and 3 are all jumbled up there, and it's got to give Coach Brown the confidence to say, look, no matter what, we can trot whoever we want to out there.
Right.
What do you guys look forward to build off of as you go to make that playoff run?
You at this point in the season, you have to take each game one game at a time. You can't look too far forward, although it is playoff season's right around the corner. You have to win the games that you have right now and just be able to win those games.
Absolutely. Great work tonight, Seth, and we look forward to talking to you again on senior night. Canyon's going to come in and join us here. A young man that's still many years away from senior night on there. Look, I can barely even see you over there. There you go. Back up a couple of steps from me. No, it's me. It's not you. It's me. There you go. How's it feel getting back out onto the hill tonight and throwing the ball well at home?
It feels amazing to get back on the bump tonight and pitch against UA.
Yeah, that's it's good to see. You guys, and I'll ask you the same question I sent to Seth. What do you bring, knowing that you've got all of the arms that are out here? And it seems like you guys, your arms-wise, are probably as healthy as you've been all year.
Yeah, it's nice to know that if I get in any trouble or somebody gets in trouble, we have extra arms to back us up.
Right, and indeed. And you go back to the way that they swung the bat tonight. You guys have really pounded the ball all season long, and it's like you score. They talk about hitting being contagious. You guys put up, 28 runs tonight in this one in the doubleheader, and so that gives you some confidence going into the tail end of the week.
Yeah, it gives us a lot of confidence and an energy boost for everybody in the dugout and on the field. So it's just nice to get these 2 wins tonight. Looking ahead to senior night and some of those guys that will go out on Friday night as seniors, what kind of legacy has that group of seniors left to you? They're just good teammates, good people, good friends. They all show or have a pathway for me to follow. There you have it. And, a couple of years before you make that, so we look forward to watching a lot more Canyon Wright baseball. We'll get Cody in here. I don't know what Cody's doing. I think he's just fiddling around over there.
I've been waiting for this.
You've been waiting for it.
Oh, yeah.
Take me all right, we're going to wrap it up tonight. That'll do it. No, we wouldn't do that to my man Cody. Had you a big bomb tonight, too.
Oh, yeah.
Again, but look, I think the problem, I'm going to have them turn the camera off when you bat because we didn't film game 1 and you homer in that one.
Yeah, I did pretty good game 1, and then I don't know. I seen you out here and got nervous.
Look, I get that. And it's odd. I'm going to just put this in front of me so y'all can't see this. I even dressed up for the occasion to come out here and do this. But we talked to each one of you guys, Luke and Seth and Canyon, and I see it all throughout. You guys are loose and playing ball and having fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing to do. You can't come out here and you can't come out here and worry about everything. You gotta know you better be confident, know you're gonna win, and have fun while you're doing it. And
two complete different styles with Seth and Canyon on the hill tonight on there, and you catching both sides of that. Tell me about the differences, but how it is just catching the two different styles.
Well, I mean, you got Seth, and Seth likes to work really fast.
We've talked about that. I mean, if you don't get the ball back to him quick, it looks like he's staring in at you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where you get, we got coaches calling signs and stuff, and you get in a rhythm, and you get him in a rhythm, and y'all just go with it. And then you get Canyon up there. Canyon likes to take his time.
He's a human rain delay. He absolutely is.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we've seen Seth when maybe he's walked a runner or two, he wants that ball back.
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to get another one out there and throw that. Do you see the batter's approach to it, because you can't really step out anymore as much as you can, so he can dominate the pace he wants to?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely helps a lot because, some batters get in there and want to take their time, and when you get a pitcher that, is fast-paced like that, I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good sometimes.
Thankfully, there's no pitch clock like there is in majors. That's just a disaster.
Oh, no, Canyon would be he'd be kicked out, man.
He'd be kicked out every single time. You guys, again, pounding the baseball, and we talked about it. Momentum is starting to get back there. You had a rough skid that you dropped 4 straight, but you're back on pace and looking forward to another big one, and then back here Friday night with Rapides.
Yeah, no, I think it was I think we was like in a little hitting slump, and then we talked about it tonight. We needed to really come in here and, we needed to start hitting better, and I think we did that tonight.
You absolutely did, and I saw that. So, and what's good is, the season has went in some different cycles. You had the game where you played Ash and Natchitoches Central, and those were tough ball games. Then you went to, but you've rebounded, and you've got a little better coming out of there. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, no, I think it definitely helped playing them games too.
Look, you got your face. Look, this is that time where you come get the pie in the face, I guess.
No, I think it helped playing them schools, especially seeing that kind of pitching, and even with the Voice Charter, they had good pitching. So I think it definitely, gets us ready to. But you also need games like this where you have to have some relief pitching coming in and just get your confidence back up and be able to hit the ball.
Well, there you have it, Cody. As always, appreciate you. Look, I'm telling you, when all of this is over with, you did a great job on the mic for me in the Fat Burger Challenge, so we'll have to do that again. We're going to have them in a Blazing Wing Challenge the next time around.
We still got to have Campbell and Canyon.
We do need to work something out for this Sunday.
They said Sunday night they want to do it.
Sunday night is in. Then
I heard Luke say something about how he could crush one of them in probably 10 minutes.
He did say that, but I just don't think you want want to get anywhere close to Canyon where he's at it, because he went with the burger, the fries, and the shake all in about 10 minutes. So, yeah, you can join us Sunday night. Cody, thank you for joining us on here.
Thank you.
There you go. Coach Brown, through the years, and we talked about this, we've seen a lot of players and traveled a lot of miles on there. You got a good group. But seeing them in their emotion and how loose and how happy they seem to be when they're out there is good to see, that kind of camaraderie.
Yeah, we're coming together at the right time, and we've been close all year. I really like this group. Good group of guys. They care for each other. They go to battle. And like I said, every day we're working hard. I like practice right now because it reminds me of the 16, 17, 18 teams. Every day you better come to play because we got a lot of good players.
Well, you see an example. You had a couple of your junior high guys out there again in this game, Braden and Brady in there getting, and Brady really smacked the ball.
Yeah,
out
he
here
did.
A little bit
First game, too, he had a good hit. And then Zach got some reps here. And Mike, we got 4 junior high kids that are playing a lot. And we like them.
And that's absolutely good to see. Well, Coach, so a little bit of adjustment, and we gave it different during the game. So Friday night is going to be senior night.
Correct.
On here.
We just added Franklin Parish 4A.
Okay.
We play them Thursday, and then we turn around and play Rapides on Friday, and then we're supposed to travel on the road Saturday. And
so both of those games are at home? Thursday and
Friday are home games,
okay.
And then Saturday on the road.
Did you catch that, Chuck? Thursday and Friday are home games.
And then Monday we finish up the regular season with Mamu here.
Right, okay, yeah. We saw those two on the schedule, so Thursday and Friday. So you'll be able to join us Thursday night, 6 o'clock, both games?
That one is going to be 5 or 5:30. It's Franklin Parish. We were talking about doing JV. I'm waiting for the coach to call me back. We're going to do JV or not. He wanted to play at 5 or 5:30 varsity. I'd like to do 5:30, but I need to talk to him if we're doing JV or not.
Tell him it's just your contract with the live streamer says that it can't start before 5:30.
Yeah, for sure, no doubt.
So yeah, we'll have it. We're looking forward to it, Coach. We'll see you out there. Great wins tonight. I know you've got the one district game remaining in this one, but keep on grinding.
We are. We look forward to the challenge with Franklin Parish, 19-win team in 4A. We need that. So.
Goodness gracious, that'll be a lot of fun, and that's this Thursday night at 5:30. We'll post the information on that. Head coach Josh Brown,
appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for joining us. Chuck, there you see they've added on some of those games that we talked about towards the tail end of the season. They do in the name of doing it, and that's 19-win Franklin Parish that will make their way down here. Do you know where they're from?
Franklin Parish.
There you have it. Way to go. See how
thanks for the baited shot there.
How far you've come along there. On it. So that's going to wrap it up. Warrior sweep tonight. They run rule both games on there. This team for UA, not where they were in the past, but played hard while they were out here, and look forward to a rebuilding time from those guys. Again, all of the sponsors, we thank you for what you do. Couldn't do any of this without you. My man Scott Mills, who carried the load for us there through the first 4 innings of it. Certainly appreciate you. My man Chuck pushing all the buttons and getting it all set up. We're going to wrap it up tonight. Couldn't do anything without all of those people, all of the cogs in the wheel, I guess, if you will. But that is going to do it. We'll see you Thursday night out here at Merrill Blackburn Field. I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.